of the Unity Foundation of LaPorte County. Maggie is the board governor of the Society of Innovators. Please welcome Maggi Spartz, representing the non-profit sector. Maggie.
I'm going to start with John. When John asked me if I would do it, it didn't take very long for me to say yes, because I do love talking about innovation, and it's been a real pleasure and privilege to serve on the society. Oops. Oh, I'm like Joe, I'm too trigger happy here. When we were looking at how to define innovation, I love the way the society has defined innovation, and if you want to know, it's on the website. But I love this visual that we didn't create, but we kind of tweaked it, where it talks about the three levels, the continuum of innovation, which is sustaining or incremental, the green is transformational or significant, and the third arrow is disruptive or game-changing. So you've heard examples of some of those innovations already through our previous presenters. So I think that I agree with Joe and the others that we're already innovating, but do we recognize it? Are we consciously confident about the fact that we're innovating when we're innovating it? And I would have to say, honestly, heck no. Because anytime we come up with a nomination for Society of Innovators, somebody's nominated, they say, I was just solving a problem. I was just, doing my job. I was just lucky. Okay? So do we really recognize it? And that's the beauty of the work of the society, is that we are catching people being innovative. And now we've caught a lot of people being innovative. And I just personally love hearing the stories. So we need to ask ourselves the question too, when we innovated, first of all, did we? I bet everybody in this room could say that they innovated something, right? Is there any? So you're all nodding your heads. And if you didn't nod your head, that means you probably aren't even aware of what you innovated. But if you're a member of the society, you know what you've innovated. So when we innovated, what happened? What was going on? What was the culture like in our organization or around the kitchen table or whatever we were innovating? What was that? And then how could we as a region create a culture of innovation in our organizations and, as Stu mentioned, with those that aren't even at the table? When he talked about his definition of leadership, for all those we serve, because it's not just what we do in our organizations, it's how are we helping the people that we're supposed to be helping or serving. And it goes down to the theme of the Society of Innovators, which everyone needs to be an innovator, even the homeless person or the mother trying to take care of her two children. Everyone needs to be an innovator, and they are, and they just don't know. So my journey goes back to 22 years ago when I got involved to starting this first ever planning process in LaPorte County. And what did I know? I had just graduated from leadership in LaPorte County, just moved back from Chicago to my hometown, and ended up chairing this activity because we had people falling away. So there was a subgroup of that, and it actually was very successful. It's called Take Charge, came out of Purdue Cooperative Extension. And so this vision statement was created by this group, and it says, we envision LaPorte County to be a dynamic county, recognized for its investment in its people, its economic vitality, rich quality life, and they added innovative leadership and supportive citizenry. And this was developed and approved by this group in 1992, which all sounds good. Which actually, the fact that a county has a vision statement is kind of innovative in itself. After the process, the politicians came, Joe took all the credit for the effort, and some improvements were made. It was funny. And they didn't mean to. They were reluctant, but the media put them up in front of the podium. Wait a minute, whatever. It doesn't matter who gets credit, right? So, and we did have some important changes take place in county government as a result of that, and that was pretty powerful. But the fact that we had the word innovative in here stuck in my mind, and I kept this piece of paper around, and I pull it out periodically and look at it. So then a couple years ago, we decided to bring this back up. Our board of directors of the Community Foundation adopted this, and we're now encouraging other community organizations to adopt it as well, because what if we all have the same vision? What a concept. And again, it's not regional, it's not Crossroads of Indiana, but it's a start, okay? It's a start. So. America, I'm sorry, that's for America, thanks, Stu. So we have adopted that. Now when we talk about innovation, I was on vacation and I got to visit young people in California. My son mostly, my middle son Dylan, who's a graphic artist. Fast Company was laying around, and here's the title: 50 World's 50 Most Innovative Companies. And who is this man? I met him a couple years ago. He's a teacher, and he developed game-changing infrastructure called Donors Choose, where he was just trying to help teachers in inner city New York get school supplies like copier paper and pencils. But it turned out to be this very innovative platform. He's now reached over 10 million students, and now it's where he can connect donors, people who want to help education, maybe get beyond the Ken Robinson's paradigm, and help get money right into the teacher's hands in projects in the teacher's hands. His name is Charles Best, and now he's even taking his next generation of this to actually figure out gaps where you can identify school funding issues by just looking at what the teachers are asking for. So the teachers go post their project, and anybody can go on and fund it, and by the time you get back to your office, you'll have a thank you note. So that's exactly what I did once. It was really great. So, and if you think his innovation is transformative, crowdsourced fundraising is really going to rock. But one thing that young people in California were so excited about, we are about to be inundated as a nonprofit community, but also as you as donors, to give your money online through some group. And it could be through your favorite musician, it could be through another thing. And in fact, we in Northwest Indiana are having a Give Day event, online giving, May 6th, called Give Local America. It's part of a national campaign to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Community Foundation. So when we look at the paradigm shift, this infographic from the Monitor Institute really talks about what needs to happen by 2024 if we're going to meet John's requirements. We have to shift from trying to predict what our social service needs are going to be to actual experiments. And this is where Dr. Chen's program can be helpful, because we can fail fast. She can help us fail fast and figure out how to predict and actually test things out. Data collection, that has been such a difficult thing in our community, so difficult. Just even having nonprofits learn how to use an Excel spreadsheet has been incredibly frustrating. I mean, seriously, folks. So, but we need to move beyond that, and maybe we can leapfrog some of these things, and then get right into pattern recognition. We got to recognize the patterns, so maybe we can prevent some of these things happening. We can prevent the homeless issue before it happens if we have some pattern recognition. We can see them before they fall off the cliff. And then execution from the top down, move it to execution by the whole. So, and that's a big issue that we need to deal with. And some of you are already doing it, but we need to do more of it. The other motivation, nonprofits are also funders, such as us. So there's a quote here from the National Committee for Responsive Philanthropy, and the quote reads, "Many grant makers continue to operate as if they can make a meaningful difference applying Band-Aids to big problems with their relatively small resources. Civic participation and policy engagement is a winning combination for foundations seeking the best possible results to achieve their goals. For every dollar invested in policy and civic engagement provided a return of $115 in community benefit." Are we there yet? No, but it would be great to be closer there by 2024. So, innovative consequences. We were also supposed to address some innovative consequences for what could happen with innovation. I just thought of a few. One is technology could overwhelm the resources. Like an example that Bill Gates cited in Rolling Stone this month was $1 million for one chemo treatment. Okay, it may eradicate that particular but who pays for that? Organ transplants for the very elderly. Who pays for that? The other one are innovations that have started out for good but turned to harm. And then innovations that displace people in jobs. Can we ever envision a society where some people, it's okay for them not to work? I mean, we're so tied to our jobs. So, and that was from Robert Reich. Innovation competency. I think we really have to develop a core competencies of innovation. What does that mean? Most of us are innovative by accident. So, and if you don't have a core competency in innovation, how will you survive the new normal? There is actually a place in our region to go and develop this core competency. It's a 2-day innovation immersion program to think about and implement innovation in any organization, and it's nearby. It's the Weil Innovation Center, and their whole idea is to teach your organization, take 5 people, it's not expensive, spend 2 days, and your organization will never be the same. And I don't work for them. Imagine 2024, where we can consciously, deliberately, and effectively innovate. Imagine where core competency of innovation is taught everywhere. It's a part of our culture. year, and imagine that we might get 10x, 10 times the community benefit for our collective efforts. So, thank you.